Kizz Daniel was probably in primary school.
Hello.
So I try, hey, Solomon, how you doing? So I try as much as possible to stay out of their faces, because these small children feel rude to you and there's nothing you can do. Especially small children, we don't they get small money. Abi Solomon, how you view them?
Yeah, please recap what you said, I beg, no vex.
I usually stay out of artist, drama, artist did this. I usually stay out. Primarily, these are small children compared to me. I'm 46 this year. I started entertainment in 1996. My set now is PA. A senior me small. Basket Mouth meet me for this industry. Julius Agu, those are my seniors. Basket came us. Two-Face came around the same game. Paul Playdairo, Tony Tetwila. Those were the people around the time I came into the industry. So all these Kizz Daniels, now primary school that day, some of them even nursery school that year. So you get the way you go put mouth for their matter, you go collect. So I try as much as possible not to interfere, just so that I will not collect. Because my mouth too know, before you know it, you're going to drag yourselves up and down, you now look messy. However, with Kizz Daniel's own, and I must say this, the reports were too many. It was back to back, back to back, back to back. I have, my line is open to the public, and I keep it like that for many reasons. I want people to be able to reach out to me. The fact that you reach out to me does not mean I will answer you. But in case of an emergency, if I look at you, what you want to say, and it's an emergency, I'll respond to you. People have complained from Abuja, from New York, from, there's one guy that actually wanted to pay to use my platform to come and complain about Kizz Daniels. Let me tell us, calm down. Not reach like that. Do you understand? Then this now happened again. Now, remember a week ago, they were talking about him seizing somebody's boss. And
never heard. Wow, never heard about that.
Messed up his clothes, and then he sees their boss. You see, at the end of the day, it was too plenty. And then this now came to my live and complained bitterly about his experience. Now, Kizz Daniels gave a version of the story. Like, you know, there's always this side, that side, and God's side. Now, God could know the whole story. Kizz said he actually wanted to go to the venue, but the fans were already upset, and it was not safe for him to go to the venue. He said at a point he was actually willing to perform in his slippers. But for one reason or the other, they couldn't make it. And then, from what I heard, because they were speaking Uganda and English, sorry, Tanzanian, I don't know what language they speak there. Please forgive my ignorance, my dear Tanzanian followers and friends. But it was quite clear that he promised a make-good show. He promised a make-good show. So, and we're looking at hopefully Friday. What is your take? Let me not dominate all the talking.
Oh, yeah. So it's a good thing that he came to apologize. So first off, people make mistakes, do you get? And Kizz Daniels is actually one of the most talented musicians in Nigeria. In my opinion, he's actually very, very talented. He knows how to sing.
I don't think that's an opinion. I think that's a fact.
Yeah, he sings really well. I'm not so familiar with the Nigerian, like obviously, like I know Nigerian artists, but I don't listen to a lot of them. But like the few things or some of the things I've heard him do, like he's really, really amazing. And I remember people saying he's very underrated and all of that. And then when all these stories actually just came up, and it wasn't just one, you know, things happen that it frees. Like there are things that can happen in any industry, you know, like NEPA fit take lights as they do this thing now. Let's say there is actually a contract and NEPA take lights, you might understand, do you get? But when it becomes repetitive over time, it becomes a problem, do you get? So I think that was the problem people had with him. The fact that it's been like, because even yesterday or was it 2 days ago when you went live, there was actually some of my followers were even complaining, you know, that was the same thing he did in the US, you know, he has an attitude and everything. And to be very honest, I'm just going to be very graceful. I just hope that he learns from the experience, and that he understands that at the end of the day, like, his influence and whoever he is a result of his fans, you know. And see, I'm not trying to do comparison here, but you see, Davido, there's a reason I like Davido as a person. Do you get? I might not like everything he does, but one of the reasons I like Davido is because Davido is very personable. He knows how to win people. Do you get what? Even if we were going to talk about voice, and this is not a shade, it's just facts. If we're going to talk about vocal dexterity, you can't, like Davido. Davido is not really there. Do you get? But Davido has the ability to win people over. Like, he knows how to immerse himself in people, and that thing can take you far more than your talent, you know. So I'm yeah, like, it can take you far more than your talent, you know. So I just feel like it's just a learning curve for Kizz Daniels. I hope that he learns. I plead with people to actually, you know, to actually not cancel him. I'm not a party to cancel culture, to be very honest. It's not
him.
what.
But you see, he also needs to work on himself, like you said. We have Jedi Baba, my favorite. Jedi, where are you?
Freezy.
Or Nigeria, or where are you saying?
I'm in Maryland, United States. Maryland.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So what is happening?
Solomon, how are you?
With old Kizz Daniels' apology, a promise of a makeup show. He spoke highly of his fans. You know, before that, I had quite a few reports. Now, these are unverified, but I want to read them to you. The kind of things people said about Kizz Daniels to me in the last 24 hours. Here are some of the important ones. Daddy Freeze, good morning. Kizz Daniel has a nasty behavior. Even the estate he stays, he bought 2 houses, blah, blah, was owing some service charge. According to this report, it was sent to me by Karen Eguasa. He said he set his dogs on the service charge people, blah, blah. I know estate people can be annoying, and I don't know if this story is verified, but I'm telling you what I got yesterday. Here's another one. We paid £320 each for VIP and meet and greet. We didn't get to be in the VIP section nor meet. Also, we were stood. He performed pour me water, but bottle of water I was drinking, he actually poured it on a lady who fainted right beside us. I even posted it. He performed Buga for the first time on stage, and he announced, congratulations, you guys are going to feature in the Buga video. He stormed out a few minutes later without saying anything. He was called out on TikTok regarding his promise about the video. They should make an example of him. This is another person complaining to me. Another one I thought was, he canceled the show the week before due to visa. We had to beg the venue for a different day to reschedule. And then he went to the DMV and performed for 15 minutes. You cannot just wake up and cancel shows in New York City because the concert halls are always booked. We had to pay extra money for all the non-refundable bookings we did. I will join your live on a different day to tell you everything that happens within the artist community in New York City, especially the difficult ones. Another one here. Okay. So, another one sent me a WhatsApp message. I have all these messages recorded. Hello, sir. Kizz Daniel did the same thing to me in Abuja this year for some concert. He collected money and canceled the show without any reason. I kept quiet, but I want to also share my own story now. I wish I can use your platform, sir. I said, wow. You can see the message right here. I said, wow. He said, I'm still paying, or she, because I don't know, I just saw the number. I'm still paying the damages caused from the show cancellation to partners. Now, all these people cannot just be making these things up.
Not possible.
These are the ones I screenshotted. They are the ones that I deleted because, you know, so Jedi, what is your take?
See, Freezy, you know, sorry, to people who are watching, the kind of relationship I share with Freeze is different. Before you all started calling him Daddy Freeze, we knew him as Freeze. So if you hear him call him Freeze, don't feel I'm just changing name. First of all. And I love what you said, Freeze, because the thing is, the days when we put in the sweat in the industry, most of these guys were very young. I still saw someone in Houston on Sunday at a church, and the guy looked at me and said, I know you. You're a celebrity. I used to watch you when I was young. Why am I saying this? To a certain extent, when we were growing up, we had an assignment with our brand, which was proper character development. It was part of our brand because it was part of the things that sold the brand for people to pay you to come and do events. Character development. There are a lot of people who talk about Freeze and the controversies around him. For me, the difference between the controversy in quote around Freeze and the controversy around Kizz is Freeze's own conflicts. He doesn't have any. That's my pain and my hurt. Because this is industry. I am part of the industry. I agree with the fact that we can be gracious enough to forgive him. But like Freeze said, there is an account of people's experiences. You don't mess with people. Just the last time the DMV own happened, one of my guys here, who is also a colleague, he does shows, he's a host, he had to do a video that I reposted, AY reposted. A lot of comments on that video sparked up the same thing you are getting as messages, Daddy Freeze. So my question is, for how long? Now, you see, the thing is, as at the first time you came, this is a guy that I met at AY show 2016 or 17. I parked in a hotel, I was walking through to the backstage area. He came out of the car to greet me. You know, I even said, oh, are you performing? He said, no, because he was just like an average guy waiting for an opportunity. As at that time, I didn't even know he was one that came out with Woju. I didn't even know. So I had already, since I saw Woju, the success of Woju, all this, amazing. But when I started hearing terrible things from promoters in the US of their experiences with him, I started asking, but this guy shouldn't be like this. It's not like this now. What's going on? I'm like, is it that he has made money now that it is getting into him? He doesn't have a personality or character development? Okay. Now that has passed. For me, I believe you left a bad name. God has given you another opportunity with over 5 hits that is on demand. Recently, they celebrated his streams going to over 300 million. That is a big deal. And then, all this out. And what are your excuses? They didn't catch flights on time. My bag is in Uganda. All this one's trending now. Sincerely, bro, before God and man, I don't even put my mind in it. I just laugh over it. I don't put it. Because you know why? I feel, people might not like what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. I feel at the end, it's the same people that will still stream his music. It's the same people that will still go for the show. It's the same people that will still. So why are you complaining? Leave the guy. Unfortunately, the guy
Nigerians
just help.
Jedi, Nigerians are very forgiving. We will forgive him. We love him.
The discipline is bad. It's not the right thing to do.
You see, I don't know how this is going to sound, but I think he should also. I don't want to sound like I'm putting him down, because in Nigeria, when you go down those lines, I'm suspecting that he's. I don't know how to say it, that it will not sound like I'm taking a swipe at him. He should just evaluate himself. You know, in every way.
You're signed on to upfront and personal management.
Would be having
top management.
Disorders, and I'm beginning to see a bit of, maybe it's me, I may be wrong, God forgive me, I'm not a doctor, and I may be wrong, but I can see a bit of a personality disorder, my opinion, and I'm not qualified to give such an opinion, but I'm thinking, because I think this is. Let me tell you something about David. There's a way David will go to the ground and try to sort this out very quickly. You know.
Let me help you there. Let me help you there, Daddy Freeze. Let me help you there.
Rich Bonner boy.
Let me help you there, Daddy Freeze. Do you know if it was Davido?
Davido. You know Big Rich Wiz.
Daddy Freeze, if it was Davido, if Davido had only singlets and boxers, he will come out and perform. He will even so scatter the show that people will praise him more, that this guy is a guy. If Davido had singlets and boxers, he will come out and perform, because he understands the value of people who follow him. If we're in the age where our own Burna Boy as a Nigerian is shutting down arenas, that alone tells. Do you think that Burna Boy doesn't have his own craze?
In craze,
the same person.
In craze, now normal human being craze. When it comes to the work, you can't find Burna Boy wanting to.
Do you understand? He still delivers. He's shutting down arenas. You are still doing. Do you know there was a clip that went viral? That was for the show in Denver, Colorado. People were outside. The guy, the people running the venue came, and one of the guys said, "This is just to let you know this show is 100% cancelled." Someone else shouted, "It's Kizz Daniel." The guy's response was, "Whoever Daniel is, I don't know, but there is no show going on here tonight." And earlier that day, there was a cropped picture from another fan that wrote, "We are in town. Let's meet tonight, Denver, Colorado." For how long? It's too much. For me, he needs to step aside for a bit and go through a process of character development. If at all anything, you are signed onto upfront and personal. Polo is not a small guy in the industry. The reputation of his management is at stake. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, bro. We have somebody here. Let me take his opinion real quick. The gentleman in red. How are you doing? Good evening, my darling lady. Please be patient. We're coming to you. How are you doing, sir? And tell us what your take is.
I'm good.
Wait, sorry, you don't know him? He's the one that used to work with Reminisce. He used to manage Reminisce before he traveled down.
He was looking familiar.
Daddy, you don't
no vex. No vex.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Well, my take on Kizz Daniel's issue, I'm not trying to bring him down or anything. I just want to share a story, because I personally think he has character or character disorder. Yeah, I've known Kizz Daniel from way back, since, I don't know if anybody knows it. His stage name used to be Kizz, not even Kizz Daniel. I'm talking about the early years of around 2013, 2014. Those times, some of my other boys to bring him to my studio, because I used to have a studio in Friday Edge Records at the time, working with Reminisce and all of that. So he used to come to our studio to record, because I got to know him through a mutual friend. So we give him free session studio to record. He's a very good boy. He sings real good. Long story short, we had a show. There was a show that was supposed to happen in his school at the time. His school, it's a school in Abeokuta. I can't remember the name. Mapoli, yeah. I think Moshood Abiola Polytechnic or something. Yeah. So they were supposed to book Reminisce for a certain amount. So he came to us and started saying, okay, they are students, they don't have money, So I decided, as a manager, I'm like, okay, we know you, it's your people. We'll try and
work something out.
Give you some certain discounts on it. Then later on, those same guys, those people that are actually organizing the show, now came back and they paid us more. Don't forget, they paid us more. They paid us like times 2 of what he was offering us. Now, this is the boy that comes to my studio every other day to record. So, few weeks passed, he now came to the studio. Reminisce was there that day. Everybody was there. We're all there. Then I was not telling him that, if not for the fact that I know you and I believe you're not trying to short pay us, I would have said, you want to get something from this. But that day I was trying to lecture him like, you two, one day you will blow up and you end up being people start booking you. How will you feel when people start booking you and somebody comes and starts trying to downplay you? This boy went up on me and flipped on me and started trying to embarrass me and all that. So the only thing I could do, I was trying to tell you, you need to listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that what you're doing is wrong. Just flip up. And in the process, I told him, if you're not going to listen to what I'm telling you, bro, just get out of my studio. He went out. Do you know what this boy did? Anytime he sees me at a show, he wouldn't even greet me. This is somebody who I wrote a proposal for his late dad. His dad is late now, but late at the time, to sponsor his video and all of that. So he has had that character issue from the get-go. And I just hope he's able to try and fix things up and get it going, because it's embarrassing. That's all I can say.
For so long, this is one of the reasons why I personally, when I do a lot of events, all the shows we've been doing, I know I can get access to most of the artists, but there's just this little fear of, I just don't want the F up. I'm sorry I have to say it that way.
Yeah.
Because there has been terrible reports with artists. And because the artists know that it is their name that is driving the traffic for people to come out. Then that very period, they're not creating.
Of course, we have so many people in the house and so many people are speaking. Ikechukwu, I'd love to have you here briefly too. My darling sister, go ahead.
Daddy Freeze, how are you? Jedi.
Hi,
honey.
Hey,
honey, how you doing?
You can't remember she used to back up Idris Abdulkarim. You can't remember?
Yes, now.
I can't Daddy Freeze, remember? Are you joking? I didn't change. I didn't change.
What is going on with Idris?
My brother, I'm here. I heard what I heard.
Oh,
I reached out. I spoke to him. I am in the UK. I heard what I heard. I spoke to him. Brother, hello.
Kill. Mama, these are the oldies. The oldies are showing
yes.
Wow. I joined our group, the oldies.
Yes, you joined.
And they see Gbenga
So
comment section.
I heard what I heard, and then I reached out. I spoke to him on the phone because the number I used to reach him before wasn't working. He's in good spirits, and I've joined what we are doing and whatever. And I'll reach out to him because I had surgery a few months ago, and like I told him, I'm still recovering, but I'll keep reaching out. He has my number. Let me know if there's anything further. But that's all I can say, you know. With regards to this thing, I just read it. I just read it maybe earlier this morning, and I wanted to watch the video. I watched you talking to the promoter when the guy was sharing how much he paid for the show. You and Jedi touched on two things that might be the issue, and he might not know. Quite frankly, you know that as creative people, sometimes we might have stuff going on with us that we don't know is going on. That's the honest truth. And you said something about maybe he needs to see a doctor, and it's your opinion. You're not diagnosing. You shared an opinion. Yeah. You're allowed to share an opinion.
An opinion.
I believe
love.
Yes, from a place of love. Yes.
All right.
So.
What's up?
My 2 cents.
Yes.
Unfortunately, while you did your live with the promoter, I was on set shooting, so I missed it. So initially, I had only bits and pieces like the surface. And to me, you know, being an experienced artist that has gone on the road, I've done at least 6 shows in Tanzania before. You know, I know the people are very loving. I know the people are very cool, and they love Nigerians, right? And I was privy to the information that Kizz had just done a show in Uganda the night before, right? So these are the kind of things that happen to artists like us, you know, when we're doing back-to-back shows. Kizz has a humongous record right now. You get me, globally. So I know he's exhausted. Two. So I was like in the people that were tackling me because I'm the artist. They call it tackle me. I can't try give them devil's advocates other side of the view. Say, listen, no, I'm trying to tell you, I'm sure if Kizz didn't want to do the show or he wanted to scam them and take their money and run, why would he fly into why would he fly into the country?
Yeah, true.
But then they now attacked me and said that I don't know everything. I said, okay, what is everything? And they said something about, he refused to leave his hotel room until he got his 40 million naira chain. And that doesn't sound like Kizz to me. You get me? We're all professionals, you know what I'm saying? So if that's what he was saying, if that's what was happening, I know I can't speak on that because as far as I know, in my own personal experience with Kizz Daniels, he is a top-notch, full of integrity individual. Do you understand? He no need himself. He no need the wahala self. Do you understand? So I'm sure at some point, maybe it has already happened self. You get, okay, so I'm reading the title of this thing, Breaking, Kizz Daniel apologizes. Promises free in Tanzania. What did I want to talk? I know see him before, but I was like, I'm sure he's going to make it up to them because at the end of the day, now they're 9 fans be that now. You get me? 9 fans. You get me? I personally, I want to make it very clear what I'm about to say. Personally, Jedi, they look me like that. Get out. Personally, Jedi, my guy now. We're neighbors in Maryland. Jedi and I are neighbors in Maryland. That's why this guy, they look me with corner eye. Personally speaking, I think that okay, make I control myself. Make I not do old kills. Make I do grown kills. Personally speaking, I think it was a little bit much arresting our guy. I think that was a bit much. I think a conversation could have been had.
Now, sorry, let me correct you. Kizz Daniel confirmed. Please, if you are watching on Facebook, buy stars because this information I want to give you, you are not going to get it anywhere else. Kizz Daniel confirmed that he was not arrested.
So why did they put him in the back of? Why did they make that video and put him in the back of that Hilux?
Taken into custody might be different from being arrested.
He said.
Listen. Taken into custody is being arrested. Okay, you're being detained. You have lost all your privileges, so you are arrested.
He went to perform for the police. They took him for the show in police station.
No, but hold up. Can I just come in and say something?
Jedi, see, sorry, Andrea, Jedi, I know say you be comedian, but I want to be joking myself. They don't lock you up.
No, but it wasn't. But Skills, listen to it from this perspective. Unless because we're all old timers, Niger old timers here. Let's be clear. At the time when you started your career, would you have been able to get away with this? You think you would have gone? No, just yes or no. Let's not break it down. Yes or no. Do you think you would have gone?
Ask freeze. No, I be Kizz. Nobody want to try me that time. So I'm the wrong.
Because you always show up. See, here's the problem.
You asked me a question. Allow me answer it.
Okay, answer.
Kizz that time. As a matter of fact, right now it was a bad analogy to use me because Kizz that time I did beat everybody. I know saying who you be.
You're talking like I was not in the place and seeing you at the time. I'm telling you that.
So I'm not the person to ask that question. If you ask me about
you can see why I'm asking you this. Yeah. First of all, is the whole idea behind you. You see, everybody has an identity. All of us here, we have an identity, and there is something we are known for. This isn't about, quite frankly, this I think has gone slightly beyond whether this performance or whatever has happened now. Because now there is a chronological breakdown of things that have happened in the past. So it's not just about this.
Yes.
And I don't think this is to reprimand him or whatever. We're all artists. We know that every now and then we've all had issues based off of one thing or the other. I'm saying based off of what I'm hearing, like you said, he might have been tired. Maybe he shouldn't have been booked for that particular show. Maybe he needed a break before transferring onto that particular one. No, one. Or maybe he has something going on that he needs help dealing with first before going back to doing shows. Period. And sometimes as creative, hold on. As creative people, sometimes we don't like to admit it. I'm just saying, it's not something anybody is sitting down and saying, and it's us as Africans, it's us as Black people. We like to macho everything out there. Even when you feel something is not right, you want to push forward because, hey, you're doing good and you don't want that extra thing that might be bothering you coming afloat. You pack it in a corner. I don't know whether he's going through anything personally, but you can't have 4 or 5 shows back to back or over a period of people saying he canceled or didn't show up because of one reason, or he came and a show that was supposed to be maybe for 1 hour, he did for 1 minute.
What you guys have to understand is this shit happens all the time, and I think we're all getting a little bit too judgmental for this situation. Everybody you've been talking for a while, Andrea, chill. Everybody, wait, freeze yourself, wait. I will leave you guys, I'll leave your so you can bring somebody else in real quick. So that I can be...
You are not going to leave until I talk to you.
Okay, sorry. Andrea, because I think everybody pounding on this issue is a little too much now, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's happened. It will be tomorrow's newspapers for French fries and chips. Something else will happen tomorrow. Artists, it don't happen plenty times. Kizz is not the first, okay? There have been people who have done this before, and nobody say, nah, their way, now what did they do, okay? Now just misunderstanding, you get me? All these things that I keep on hearing, people say, nah, drugs, nah, juju, they make them all, nah, family show, sorry.
Kizz, are you telling me, right, the brand you have as an artist, it's okay, you're booked for a show, and you give one excuse that you can't perform when people are waiting? Have I
given you the impression? Stop. Have I given you the impression that that's what I'm saying?
No, but here is what I'm trying to make you understand also, brother. I'm not saying things don't happen, but I still believe that as long as your fans are involved, if you know you weren't going to be available for the show or you couldn't do the show, you won't take it. But even if you took it and something happened, there are still ways you can make up for it for the love of your fans.
And I understand that.
Hold on, I allowed you to speak. We've been saying people are pressing to look. There has been a record of different people's experiences. Not once, not twice, not 3, not 4, 5 times, 6, 7. It's so much. Freeze was counting it, and that's just for this time. Even as at the first album when it came out, a whole lot of promoters that you know in the United States were already on a beef level and a bitter experience with Kizz. So if you are coming out again with great hits, I believe that was God's second chance on your brand. And then you're still bringing it up again, doing that. You came to the DMV show. Yes, the inside sources gave me the full gist of what happened, and I can understand. But when you come out on stage, the first thing you should do is apologize.
I agreed.
The first thing you should do is apologize.
Every time.
Try and buy the people's hearts back. If it's according to how the social media is talking about Uganda show, I don't know how correct the details is, whether it's because of his chain or his bag didn't come from Uganda, whatever the case may be. I told Fizz earlier on before you came on, Skills, I'm even using you as an example. I know you well. If now singlet and boxers then give you, you go come and perform.
I agree.
Exactly.
But this is not. See, listen. I've been reading some comments, and some people are upset because of what I said. Okay, and to be honest, fine. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is the guy messed up. According to you, he's apologized. We should stop beating him into the ground. It has been acknowledged what he did was wrong. It has been acknowledged, right? Yes. He has apologized, right? Has he apologized?
Yes.
Yes. And he has promised also to do a free show to make it up to them, right?
For the DMB show, he did the same.
Okay.
Yes.
So with all that information, what that says to me is he has seen the error in his ways and he's trying to make up for it. Well, let us stop condemning him for something we have already condemned him for and agreed. Wait now, Jedi. Wait. It is. It is. Because you just emphasize.
I can't. You're using words that are not even coming to my mind. No. I think that we should be careful. We should be careful about terms.
So let's respect each other.
We should be careful about terms.
So let's respect each other. We are all grown. So let's respect each other.
I don't think saying, if you're saying things that I'm not thinking.
I'm learned. I know what condemnation is.
No. Please don't use.
Bro, you just said it's okay if they do it once and you do it and then Ikechukwu if you win it. But if you do it over and over and over and over again, it is wrong. And you know, so you don't understand what your watchers. Wait, you don't understand what your watchers are doing. Your watchers are taking bits and pieces of what you're saying and running with it. Okay, so that's why I used the word condemnation, because there's 4 of us right here. Okay, Andrea has expressed how she feels about the wrong in his movement. All right, you have expressed how you feel about the wrong in his movement. Freeze is yet to speak. All I did was come in and try and give some kind of understanding to what could or would have happened. And then when you now broke it down, I said, yes, he was wrong for his behavior, but I'm sure he has apologized. And then I read it and saw that he has apologized. And if he has apologized and he's also said he's going to make it up, right? Why are we still beating him down?
No, we are not beating him down. We just hope he won't repeat it again.
Jedi, give me a moment. Let me just say something, because I think that Ikechukwu, see, let me say something. You said I have shared. I didn't actually share anything about what he did wrong. I didn't. I haven't said one word about whether he did wrong or right. If you were listening to me when you came up, I said I was here when the promoter was here. I listened to what Free said, and from my perspective, with what is being shared, I don't think that he did whatever he's done it intentionally. Maybe he needs a break. I mean, that's all I said. Maybe he needs to see someone. I said, based off of what they're showing, nobody goes out of their way. As big as this person is, can I finish? Right, I see a shrink. I see a shrink of my own. There's nothing wrong with it if that's the kind of help you need. It depends on whether it is your body that is holding out on you. All I'm saying is that Free shared an opinion. And I'm saying most of the time, every time something like this happens, we come up with, the person's behavior or whatever. The person might be going through something and trying to use work to get over it or to push through. It happens. It's not unique to us.
I do it all the time.
There are artists across the world that have had issues in the past or have gone through something, and whilst they were going through it, they refused to share with anybody, but they were going through it and plowing through work. And within that period, some things happen that they did not intend. But it's personal. That's all I have said. So when you start saying condemning him, I have never condemned him.
Did I say that you condemned him?
No, you said we were condemning him. There's no condemnation was done.
Okay, listen. Okay, Freeze,
I don't like that term.
I think you're being a little bit too defensive because, come on, Andrea, we have had conversations where we're on opposite sides of the pole and it didn't have to get this heated. The point of the matter, please, sorry, go on, sorry.
Okay, guys, please.
I like you.
I'm just going to round this off and then nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
I understand where Kizz is coming from. In Kizz has really been bashed for this particular move a lot. So, since he has offered to apologize, it will also make sense if we accept his apology. However, we cannot deviate from, we cannot divorce ourselves from the fact that this has happened one too many times. There's Davido, there's Wiz, there's Burner. Kizz has more of these kind of cases, from my opinion and my understanding, than all these other artists combined. That is where I see there to be a problem. He should use this as an opportunity to have himself, maybe it's a personal check, maybe he might need to visit a professional, maybe he might go and talk to an elder in the industry. The reports are many. I love Kizz Daniels.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yes.
I love listening to his music.
I love his music.
He has
I love his work.
Back hit. He is an amazing talent. Let him not look at this as we are bashing.
That's how you're gonna look at it now.
Let me try and fix this in such a way that it doesn't happen again. KiIIz is right. He might have been tired. This is his season. He is in season. He is doing back-to-back events, and he will burn out. So there will be times when things like this happen. What about last year when he was not in season? What about...
He wasn't burning out now. Last year, he wasn't burning out now. That's what happened. Last year, he wasn't burning out like he's burning out now. Okay, I know it's coming across to some of the people because I see mixed emotions in the comments. I see mixed emotions in the comments, and some people are, you know, saying remove Ikechukwu. Some people are saying I love what Ikechukwu is saying. At the end of the day, right, Baba? At the end of the day, right, I 100% agree with what you just said. But when I was speaking about Kizz and I was saying what could possibly have happened, right? I wasn't saying that him being tired was a reason for him to miss the show. Because me, the band, NATO, P Square, plenty people I know, we did tire, we'll go, still climb stage, do our show, go back, rest. Do you understand? So I don't believe that. But what I also know is that even if he was tired and he was running late, then they now can't send them. Just conspiracy theory here. Conspiracy theory. Andrea, are you with me? Let's just say they sent him that video, but see what they do for stage. Or let's just say he actually now left his hotel room and went, and they were stoning that stage like that. Papa, I don't go climb stage. I go run. I go run.
Oh, yes.
I go run.
Everyone, and then bring in 2 people, and then we close the show. So because we're just going to keep repeating ourselves, and it's going to get very, very agitated. KiIIz, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I love and respect.
Just wanted to tell you, it wasn't a condemnation. There is nothing wrong in saying, "Hey, what you did is wrong."
And
but we're not saying die here. No.
Can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing before you go? Can I say one more thing before you go? Can I say one more thing before you go?
Okay.
Right, one more thing.
One more thing before I dip out. Yes, I don't want you. I really appreciate what you're doing, Freeze. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing lights to it and everything. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, yes, homeboy, you know, in a lot of people's eyes, did a lot of wrong and he's done it before, blah, blah, blah. But all I'm saying is let's give the brother a chance to redeem himself. That's all I'm saying.
Awesome.
That's all I'm saying.
Redeem himself. I'm with you 100%. KiIIz, God bless you. I have sent you.
Thank you very much.
That person that's going to talk today. Boo Boo and I worked together on Cool FM 10 odd years ago. So Boo Boo, what is your take?
I just saw him.
My man, what's up? How you doing, man?
What's up?
I'm doing good.
Man.
I really needed to get in before you left.
Okay.
Because I totally understand what you just done. You know, I totally understand what you just done. But
Thank you.
This has become, it's near character for Kizz Daniels to do what he's done.
Okay.
I'm saying near character because I don't want to sound like I'm condemning him. It's near character also because, you know, I live in the DMV. I stay not too far from you, you know.
Okay.
And the concert in the DMV where he got on stage for 14 minutes and left and all of that, and he claimed that, he had immigration issues, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
That was obviously not true. He just came and left. The concert in Denver where he canceled, he was in town. He canceled. 2-3 years ago, Canada, he did the same thing. He did the same thing. So right now, even people are scared to book a Kizz Daniels. I feel like, you know, and I totally understand the pain of the promoter for the Tanzania show. I think what got me really upset was the fact that he kept on hammering on the fact that Polo was crying. I'm like, so bloody what? He called you and said, sorry, it's his job to apologize to you. You know, so let him speak with his clients. Leave Polo out of it for a minute and focus on the damage that has been caused so far to your reputation, right? That's where we are. Or that should be where we would be at that point yesterday. But he kept hammering on Polo. And I had a big issue with that. I had a major issue with that. Polo is not his mate.
Was he trying to blame Polo?
He was trying to claim that Polo was crying over the phone to him, begging him not to arrest Kizz Daniels.
That's the promoter.
That's the promoter.
Can I speak about this promoter for a little bit? I won't take too long. It was like he was trying to use the whole situation to build clout.
To build clout.
Yeah.
I had a problem with
I didn't
that.
like that. I mean, someone has done wrong. Yeah, don't beat the person when the person is down. You know, so I'm like, okay, fine. You don't mess up. Now you're now telling us about how much money you spent on the show, $300,000. Let's not segue this conversation into another conversation about, bro, what's the source of your income? Let's not go there.
You know that he has an office in Turkey and Abuja.
How? What do you do? What's my? You know, don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, we go just change the conversation. You understand? And Nigerians are very good at that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I love Polo. I love Kizz Daniel. Anybody will hit me for anything I don't talk for here. Now and for their own mouthwash. May they go spit them out. Concern them. At the end of the day, I'm not a promoter of bad behavior, but at the end of the day, I still think people should take a moment to not kick a man when he's down. I give him an opportunity to redeem himself.
So I'm one person that really honestly would come out clean and say Kizz was wrong. He was absolutely wrong. However, he's going to remedy the situation is up to him and his team. But Kizz has already promised 2 other free shows here in America.
It's okay now.
Promise another free show. How many free shows does he want to do?
But I don't know concern you. I mean, do the free show they go.
Bruh.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
You know.
I want to end with a few things.
See this person that keeps on going on and on. I am official cognizant. I think you're saying this just so I could say your name now. He keeps on saying you are a promoter of bad behavior, Ikechukwu. Freeze, do you believe I'm a promoter of bad behavior?
No. You're just making a case for a brother of yours who's going.
That guy that is writing that Ikechukwu is a promoter of bad behavior, for some reason maybe there's something inside you. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, I don't promote bad behavior. Okay, all I'm trying to do is get people to take a second and lean back from all the to Kizz Daniels right now. You have said everything, and apparently, Boo Boo, you even said it. It'd be like, say, on your opinion, it deserves all the make it teach a lesson or something. You get me? But like I said, look at the title at the bottom of this screen that has been pinned. Breaking: Kizz Daniel apologizes, promises free show in Tanzania. Let's give him a chance to redeem himself. That's all I'm saying.
Let's give him a chance to redeem himself. Big shout out to you, KiIIz. And finally, he's ending. The next 1 minute is my Oga, is my Egbon. We met him in the industry, or we came to the industry about the same time, but he came.
Egbon,
brother.
Anything for your boy.
Anything for your boy. I told I bad pass.
Nice to have you guys. I followed this for so long.
Everybody here who came in today has had one connection with the industry at one time or the other. Gbenga Adeyinka is one of the biggest comedians in Yoruba land.
Are you telling them who Gbenga Adeyinka is? Baba, we don't book me tire for the beginning of my career to the middle of my career.
Generation Z. Let them.
He said Generation Z, make I close my mouth. Sorry.
All right.
My brother, my take on this.
I will close the show. So anything where you say, we go just talk and say 9 be fine now.
9 be fine now.
Your Bible will say taba for more to Bomawi, and for more Famora. For me, Kizz is probably the biggest talent Africa has right now. But he needs to learn what professionalism is all about. For every act, you are only as big as your last show. My issue, I don't know if I can bring this on. There's an act in Nigeria now who is so big, but I've never put him on my show because I'm afraid he's going to disappoint me, and I'm going to disappoint my fans. Now, the audience that are paying. Now, the problem is this. It is very important for you to know that when you're paid to perform, rainfall, sunshine, you must perform. You must perform. I'm sorry to say this. I've said this over and over to different people. Kizz Daniel is, in my estimation, I might be wrong, the most talented artist to have come out of Africa after Two-Face Idibia. And there's only one artist that can hold up that candle that Two-Face has held. But Kizz suffers from a lot of vices. One, how am I comfortable now to book Kizz and know and not be afraid that it's not going to come for my show? Secondly, how am I going to trust that he won't just come and do 14 minutes? But we love him. I love Kizz. I told someone earlier that I love Kizz so much. I love Kizz's music so much. But I don't know if I love the guy. And that is a problem. It's not how long you stayed, it's how long you can stay. Everybody is giving a hit once in a while. I listened to Kizz's song a few weeks ago, and it was hits after hits after hits after hits. The guy is good, but talent is not enough. Talent is not enough. Any artist that does not know that talent is not enough never lasts. I pray for him. I pray for him. I pray that he'll be able to overcome this. I pray that he continues to make Africa proud. I've seen presidents dance Buga, and it makes me happy. But he needs to know one thing, and I hope he's watching, or his people will tell him that talent is never enough if you want to stay long. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Adeyinka.
Boss.
You are
boss. Before you go, boss, I want to say this while Ikechukwu is still here. You know, and I'm just going to chime off of what you just said. Back in the day, the scariest artist, if you're an artist manager or an event person in the industry, you will be afraid of Ikechukwu. Because you know very well that one small mistake on your end, Ikechukwu will most likely beat you up and scatter the place and walk away. You know? No, but Ikechukwu has grown, and as he grows, he has learned. He has learned. So I think the right person to actually sit Kizz down and talk to him will be Ikechukwu. This man right here called me one day and said, look, we need to sit down and talk. And I went to see him. We had a series of meetings after that he wanted me to manage him. I was afraid for my life. I was scared for my life.
As you speak like this, you can't
forget the size. I know do martial arts.
I go wire them or I
know do martial arts. I don't do martial arts. Forget that thing. I know do martial arts.
Anywhere I see
he's a martial artist.
So I think And I think, you know, a lot of the people who are making the negative comments about my approach to this whole conversation might not know my history. Sure, you get. So I agree with what you just said, but at the same time, I want to say that in retrospect, I frown on my behavior from back then. Do you understand? I frown on my behavior from back then. And if I could take it back, I would. You get me? Because it took me a very, very, very long time to clean a lot of that bad name. And even till today, it's still a reminisce for people's mind. You get me?
Yeah.
But I don't condone bad behavior. But at the same time, you know, I guess it's obvious. I mean, it's very obvious that Kizz is a personal friend, and you know, I guess part of me always wants to defend my personal friends. You get me? But at the same time, I'm not blind to the fact of what is real. You get me? Again, I apologize if I have offended anybody by the approach that I've come with. Initially, I was just trying to be the devil's advocate, but at the same time, I was also trying to make people see things from another point of view. Sure, you get. Nobody really, I guess because he's a star, you know, he's in the spotlight. That's why we can hammer the issue over and over and over and over again. But at the same time, you know, even if he wasn't in the spotlight and a man was down on the ground in the market and everybody was kicking him, at one point everybody would say, okay, don't do. You won't kill him. You understand? So that's actually where I was coming from. It wasn't that I was, you know, not acknowledging the fact that it was a wrong move. You understand? But at the same time,
that speaks for a lot. You must stand out for your brothers. But when you enter a room with them, I beg, tell him what it needs to it.
Yes, the truth.
No, yeah, you know, say it gets some. You know, say me, I don't learn another thing for this industry. Just because you be legend or you be baba or you be all this one, don't mean say everybody go listen to you. Sometimes, sometimes when you even open your mouth, now that time where you go collect the biggest insults. You understand?
All right, guys.
So,
Conversation will never end. I appreciate you all. Gbenga, Adeyinka, KiIIz, Boo Boo. Thank you all so much. God bless you all. And Kizz, we love you. Change.
I love you, Kizz. You my nigga, dog. Nigga, dog. I love you, bro. Forget what they said. Nigga, do it, you get up.